Today's video features a paid partnership with BetterHelp, more on them later. Why some children are inherently afraid of what lies in their closets or under their bed is the result of a more gentle and naive understanding of the dangerous nature of the world outside and around them. Children know something isn't right, but they haven't had the life experience or exposure to know exactly what's wrong and what to fear. So they make up a creature to assign their fears to. The Boogeyman. So unlike most children, I didn't hear of the Boogeyman through paternal warnings. He wasn't a threat that loomed in my wardrobe at night or under the bed, watching me in the darkness as I slept. I was 7 years old when I first heard of the Boogeyman, and it wasn't through bedtime stories, but through John Carpenter's 1978 film Halloween. Yes, I was too young, moving on. In the film, 8-year-old Tommy Doyle is teased that the Boogeyman is coming to get him, and when he later sees Michael Myers, masked and donned in black, carrying the body of a young girl called Annie, he puts two and two together. Unable to comprehend the horror of the reality he witnessed, Tommy blends it with the imaginary concept of the Boogeyman. However, this spike in imagination delays him being taken seriously by the adults around him. When he tells his babysitter, 17-year-old Laurie, about his concerns, she tells him there's no such thing as the Boogeyman. There's nothing to worry about. Until she finds out otherwise. The principle of the Boogeyman lines up with many other creepy figures adults invented to scare their children into compliance, from Baba Yaga to Krampus, Sackman, Babao, and El Coco. Scaring young children into behaving has been a misplaced yet common practice for centuries, but where the Boogeyman comes from exactly is unknown. It's believed the word Boogeyman derives from the word boog or bog, meaning terror or scarecrow in Middle English. The Boogeyman also relates to bugbear, from bug meaning goblin or scarecrow, and bear, an imaginary demon in the form of a bear that ate small children. The legend surrounding it may have originated in Scotland, but we can't be clear, though there is a 16th or 17th Gaelic or Gaelic tale about the Bodak, or the Old Man, who becomes a type of bugbear, to the point of being identified with the devil. And in Scottish folklore, the Bodak comes down from the chimney to kidnap naughty children. In the 19th century, Old Bogey or Boogie was a common term for the devil, whose realm was Boogiedom or Bogeddon. In regions around the UK, other entities were used as alternatives to the Boogeyman. In East Yorkshire, children tempted to steal apples from orchards would be told that the fairy Old Goggy would eat them. Tom Dokken was another name for what would be later mentioned to strike fear into the hearts of young children. You see, Tom had iron teeth and he would crunch the bones. Mumpoka and Tanka Bogus would drag children into their deepest, darkest lairs, and Tom Poker lived under the stairs and in wardrobes. Stephen King's short story, The Boogeyman, recounts the therapy session from hell. Lester Billings meets with Dr. Harper to unburden his conscience by telling the harrowing story of his family's demise. Lester is an uncouth young father married to his high school sweetheart, Rita, and he rules the home with an iron fist. When his 3-year-old son, Denny, begs for a nightlight out of fear of the black monster haunting him, one which he calls the Boogeyman, Lester ignores him. He wants to raise a tough son. He doesn't want to cater to childish fantasies and fears. As he walks out of Denny's room, he sees the closet door open a crack, but he ignores it and turns away. One by one, all 3 of Lester's children are terrorised and killed by the Boogeyman, but in a way that presents their deaths as accidental. Thankfully, this is fiction, and therapy does not have to be so horrifying or scary, which is why I'm proud to say that this video is produced with a paid partnership with BetterHelp. I've been using BetterHelp for over 2 years now, and I've encouraged 4 people in my life to join, all of whom are thriving thanks to BetterHelp, so I'm really excited to tell you about them. BetterHelp's mission is to make therapy accessible, and that's so important because even when you get the confidence to go out and find a therapist, finding a good therapist can be really hard. But BetterHelp is a platform that makes finding a therapist so easy. You don't have to search for hours through the internet or travel to get support. It's entirely online and remote, and you can be matched with a credentialed therapist in as little as a few days after filling out a simple questionnaire. They match you based on your needs and your type of therapist that you would like. And it's just like dating. Sometimes the therapist you're given isn't a good match for you, but it's very easy to switch and find a new one at no extra cost. So I got lucky, actually. The first 2 times I've signed up, I've hit it off with my therapist on the go. I've never had to switch. My first therapist totally transformed my life and helped me with my decades worth of trauma, whilst my second therapist is here to help me with my confidence and self-esteem. Whether you suffer from depression and anxiety, or just going through a really difficult stage in life, therapy can give you the tools to approach your life in a very different way. So there's a link in my description box. It's betterhelp.com/Cinzia. Clicking that link helps support this channel, but also gets you 10% off your first month of BetterHelp, so you can connect with a therapist and see if it helps you. The terrifying element of the Boogeyman is that he has no known form. With an elusive history and origin, no one has ever pinned him down to a particular creature, meaning he can be anywhere and look like anything. He can be a giant monster who has the ability to slip under your bed and grab you by the ankles with tentacle-like hands, or lurk under your best friend's chest of drawers as you lie in a sleeping bag in their bedroom. It has the power to be nearly invisible, yet has the size and strength to pull you under and devour you. The Boogeyman could have sharp teeth or claws, live in your house, or snatch you when you play with your friends in the woods. It could target naughty children, but also can target the innocent. No one is safe from the Boogeyman, and as Tommy says, the Boogeyman cannot die. So the Boogeyman is there to ensure that we follow the rules. If you commit a transgression that attracts its attention, you have to face it all alone. But unlike witches, vampires, werewolves, and giants, the Boogeyman is harder to disbelieve, even though we're told he isn't real. That's because we always feel connected to him in some way. He's the metaphorical manifestation of all of our fears, anxieties, and real-life dangers. There aren't tales of him in books. We can't dismiss him into the realm of fiction because he never lived there on the pages of the books that we can close and put away. He's always lived under the bed or in the closet, waiting for us to forget he's watching. Because that's when he'll strike. Thank you so much for watching this video on the Boogeyman. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider liking and subscribing to my channel. I have a form box in the description box below where you can send video requests for any topics you'd like me to cover. Thank you so much again for watching. Thank you to my Patreons as always, and I will see you soon for another video. And remember, books save lives, so keep reading.